You know, it's as if the heavens wanted to close a circle, right? We received back the body of Tzvi Feldman, missing since 1982. 45 years, 43 years, he lay beyond our grasp, but not just, beyond our physical grasp, but not beyond our love and not beyond our prayers, because we are people who do not forget, not a name, not a soul, not a body. What nation treats its fallen this way? As far as I know, only Am Yisrael. Because we know a soldier's body is not a casualty, it's a vessel of holiness, and holiness must be returned to its place. It's no coincidence that this parsha, which begins with the death, quickly shifts to instructions about the holiest day of the year, Yom Kippur, and the holiest place in the world, the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Holy of Holies. And so why is this the order? The Torah is teaching us something that I think is radical. Kedusha, holiness, often begins after loss. When death threatens to crush us, that is precisely when we must rise and sanctify life. I've heard it taught that the term Achrei Mot Kedoshim, after death there is holiness, is referring to the death of the ego. That's just another dimension of it, right? Achrei Mot opens with the aftermath of the death of Aaron's sons, Nadav and Avihu, and their mysterious death, right? When they came close before Hashem with a strange fire. It's often interpreted as a cautionary tale of spiritual overreach, but also a moment of intense yearning for transcendence. But what did they do? They weren't able to fully nullify themselves. Their own desire to come so close to Hashem, it was their own desire, their own egos. They couldn't fully overcome it. And although they loved Hashem in ways that perhaps are difficult for us to even imagine, they still came before Hashem as they wanted to, and not as Hashem wanted them to. Right? To truly approach God, one must let go of self. The very next verses command Aaron to enter the Holy of Holies only in the prescribed way that Hashem expressed that he wants to be approached. Aaron submitted his will to God and his ego to the divine order. One doesn't burst into holiness. One surrenders to it. One nullifies to it. And that's why the core of the portion is the Yom Kippur service, the Day of Atonement, the day when the high priest becomes a vessel, shedding all of the titles and the garments, entering the inner sanctum alone and barefoot. The ego is stripped layer by layer. This is a day where all Israel undergoes symbolic ego death. No food, no comfort, no dominance, just the soul and the source. And then comes Parshat Kedoshim. Parshat Kedoshim, the Torah portion, Kedoshim to you, and you shall be holy. Kedoshim to you, you shall be holy, for I, Hashem, your God, am holy. But what does this holiness look like? It's not mystical ascension or ecstatic prayer, but acts of humility and kindness, right? Don't take revenge. Don't bear a grudge. Leave food for the poor. Don't gossip. Love your neighbor as yourself. Right? What do all of these things have in common? These are all achievable by the person who is able to sublimate their own ego and their own need for revenge and their own need to understand. A person whose life is not centered on me, right? But on we, right? On Hashem, on the truth, on the spiritual high of Yom Kippur that leads us to grounded, ethical, other-focused life. This is the legacy of Yishai and of Yam and of Tzvi, the legacy of the heroes of Israel that have sacrificed everything for their God and their nation. Their deaths are not just tragedies. They are calls for us to live differently, to live higher. They're calls for each and every one of us to put more of ourselves and more of our egos and more of our own personal desires on the altar.